In this series, we're going to show punch-kick combinations, a various assortment of our arsenal we've acquired, and some kicking drills with the Thai pads. Now, going into some punching and kicking combinations, make sure that when you're using the Thai pads, you and your partner are in sequence so that you don't accidentally hit your partner. So we're going to start off, we're going to go from jab, cross, hook, right leg kick. The key here is I'm always keeping my eyes on my opponent. I'm keeping my hands up so that I'm always in a secure position with my base solid. From here, I'm trying to set up my opponent. Starting in with the hands and then going to the legs. We'll go full speed now. Jab, cross, hook, right leg kick. From there, we'll go to the back position. Jab, cross, hook, right leg kick. From the side position. Now we can move in from there. We can go into an array of our arsenal. We can go to knees, elbows. We start that combination off with our punches. We'll start off the next one with our kick. I'll go inside leg kick, right hand. Keeping my base solid and stable. I use the inside leg kick like the jab. Now we can go into inside leg kick, right hand, left hook. We could start off again with punches, going right hand, left hook, right body kick. Right hand, left hook, right body kick. We could start with our legs again. We could go left push kick, right knee. Left push kick, right knee. Again, all I'm really trying to do is mix up the combinations. I either start one with my hands and then go to legs or knees, or start. Just kind of showing that you can mix up the combinations. You don't necessarily have to start with hands or with legs. You can go right into it. I can go jab, right knee. I could go cross, left knee. I could go left hook, right head kick. I could go right cross, left body kick. I could go right push kick, left knee. Again, as I go through the combinations with my partner, I try to go in sequence with them. In full speed, if we were sparring or in a fight, I'm looking for the openings that my opponent gives away. So that's what you're trying to focus on here with the Thai pads, is the openings. If he was to move, where would the next position or spot be open on him? Would he drop his hands? Would he move into a leg kick? Would he move forward? Would he move backwards? You should almost try to kind of second guess your opponent here and then set him up. So if I'm starting with a punching combination and he folds his hands up, like we did with the first one, jab, cross, hook. If his hands go up, the regions that are exposed would be his legs and his midsection. So if I go into jab, cross, hook, breaking it down real slow, jab, cross, hook. If my opponent's smart, he's going to try to cover up his head. Once he goes into there, he can no longer really look at me. Boom, I can go to the body. Boom, I can go to the leg. I'm just trying to separate muscle with my shin bone or knock the wind out of them. That's one way of the combination you can work. Trying to make them cover so they don't see the next thing coming. Another way to do it is, if you're working in, you could start one combination slow. You could start with push kick, where you're just touching your opponent. As you start to give him the confidence to move forward, then you increase the power. So you start too slow, and then you thrust the last one. Again, using off the same leg, you could go midsection, so they're thinking you're hitting the same spot, and then you can drop it. So you went left midsection, left inside leg kick. Again, if you remember, my base stays the same, open and solid. So at any time, I have balance. Now, you don't necessarily have to start with anything. You can use whatever you want to use. Whatever you feel that you have good control over, or what you feel is comfortable letting flow off, you can start with that. We can go with the punches again. Jab, right uppercut. I'll incorporate my front left knee. Jab, right uppercut, left knee. I can start straight off with the knees instead, without going with punches or kicking first. I go right into a right knee. Now, depending on how your opponent moves, if they're moving straight back or they're moving to angles, you can use that to your own benefit. If every time I move, my opponent moves before I do, then I can kind of let him move. So if I kick, and every time I kick, he scoots back, I can set him up with it. So if I go right kick and he scoots back, I'll follow. Following the guy with number of combinations. So if I kick right and he moves, I'll follow with my left leg. So if I go right body kick and my opponent scoots back, I'll follow right in with the left body kick. So he's going to move. You're following in the combination. You're no longer just kicking once and then waiting. Realistically, in a fight, your opponent's going to probably be moving. And as you further go along, the more in shape your opponents are, the more stamina they have, the more movement they're probably going to show you. From there, we can move into anything. From this base, we can go inside leg kick, right cross, left knee, right elbow. Inside leg kick, right cross, left knee, right elbow. In that combination, we used all of our basic tools of Muay Thai. We used the kick, we used the punch, we used the knee, we used the elbow. Now when you use a full assortment of the whole arsenal here, then you're utilizing all the tools necessary. When you incorporate your stamina and your conditioning, then you've got everything going for you. Now that you guys have seen the full, all the tools used here, we're going to try to break it down step by step into from the hands to the legs to the knees to the elbows into combination form, so that not only are you just throwing ones, singles, but you're throwing all of your tools in your arsenal into combination so they can work effectively for you. If we go starting from the first combination we worked off, jab, cross, hook, leg kick. The positioning, we start off with the basic footwork, and we're letting the hands fly first. So I'm using that jab, which goes right into the cross, which goes into the hook. Again, I'm using the momentum of my hips and the flow here of my lower back and my shoulders to do the work. I'm using little steps here to close the gap on my opponent. Starting with the jab, go right into the cross, I push off on that back foot and turn my hip in. Hook. My eyes are still looking forward onto the opponent. Now hopefully I've hit my opponent with one of these shots. I've just thrown 3. 1, 2, 3. From there I'm going straight in, driving off my hip to the leg kick. Now if I haven't hit my opponent with any of the punches, hopefully I hit him in the leg. If not, I'm still closed the gap now. I'm right in front. I can go from there into the knee, into the elbow, because now I'm closer to my opponent than when I started. I've closed that gap on him with a combination. So we'll start from the jab, cross, hook, leg kick combination to closing the gap. I've now closed the gap. I can go for the knee or the elbow. Considerable. We're going to go right knee here. I closed the gap with the jab, cross, hook, leg combination. I've gone to right knee now. Notice I extended my arms forward to my opponent's head, and I'm trying to pull him into my knee. Trying to hit him with the front of my knee to the midsection. After that, I can go into the elbow. Back with my feet planted. Right elbow. I'm coming up over the top. My face is covered. Boom. This is for close quarters. I've covered the distance between me and my opponent with the first combination. I've gone to the knee, and now I go to the elbow. That's just the beginning of one of the combinations here. In this next combination, we're going to start with our legs. Unlike the combination before, we started with hands. Now we're going to close that gap between my opponent and I using my footwork. So, using the balls of my feet to try to stay kind of fluid on a side-to-side motion, I'll use that push kick to the midsection of my opponent. So I'm using the push kick as an offensive move. I can go push kick to right knee and then use angles. So push kick to right knee and then no longer staying in front, but I've closed the gap. I'll move. Now I can go to hands. Cross, hook. So now we're using a little bit of dimensions here. We're moving forward onto our opponent using the left push kick. Go to right knee. Now instead of standing right in front of my opponent, because we're close quarters now, I'll move. So either my opponent moves with me or he gets dropped. I can go to punches now. Right hand, left hook. So we went left push kick, right knee to close the gap. Then I used an angle and I went to hands. Cross, hook. So moving into it full speed. I'm keeping the pressure on the balls of my feet so I can be fluid. I'm not kind of slow stomping anymore. Quick now. I use the left push kick as an offensive attack. Then I go to knee. Use the angle. Cross hook. Through the whole combination, I kept my head covered. I kept my elbows in. I kept trying to breathe, relaxed, and I kept my base open, keeping those feet underneath the shoulders wherever I moved. That was left push kick, right knee, cross hook, using a little slight angle. Now this combination, we're going to use our lead leg, the leg that's in front. Now trying to cover the distance or close that gap with my inside leg kick. I'm using that as a jab. It's going to be a quick kick inside the inside thigh of my opponent. I'll go inside leg kick. I'll put the foot right back down and I'll follow with the right cross. Off the cross, my hip is now dropped into the middle. I'm going to come off the cross to the left hook. Off the left hook, I'm just consistently winding up myself, building momentum off the hips. Off the hook, I'll go back to the body with a kick now. Right body kick. So we're going to go inside leg kick. Right cross, left hook, right body kick. So with the perfect base and position here, we'll go inside the thigh, put the foot down, cross, left hook, and then right body kick. So when we go full speed, what we're trying to do is we're trying to close the gap with the left leg essentially. Boom, once I know exactly where my opponent's at, I drop the hammer. Cross, hook, and then boom. Mixing up the hands with the legs. Just to give you a few ideas, you're trying to get that shin bone, boom, to the inside. Once you know where it's at, boom, plant the foot so you've got a base again. Push off, boom, boom, boom. So here we go. Inside leg kick, right cross, left hook, right body kick. Again, as I kick and I punch, I'm keeping my chin down between my shoulder blades. I'm breathing, and as I let the motions go, I exhale. Breathe in through your nose. Now, when you're working full speed with a partner or you're in a fight, you should be wearing a mouthpiece. So you don't want to have your mouth open. Make sure that your jaw is not open. So try to breathe in through your nose. Now that's an offensive tack. Inside leg kick, cross, hook, right body kick. Just mixing it up a little bit here. In this combination, we're going to start again with our lead leg. We're going to use different levels now. If we consider the head, an upper level, the midsection, and the lower, using legs, we're going to start left body kick, right cross, left hook, and then we'll go low, right leg kick. So starting with our lead leg, I'm going to start with that little hop switch, just to build momentum so the first kick is set off. We'll go left body kick, right cross, left hook, right leg kick. Now I'm using all these different punches and kicks to help myself wind up, so that off every motion comes another motion. It's like I'm winding up a motor. Once it starts to go, it just keeps going. So I'm getting power here. So I start from the first base, switch to the body. Then I drop right down into the punch, right cross, left hook, and then right leg kick. Hopefully my opponent's moving back. That way I can get all of it off, my hips going, flowing right through. If not, I just walked right through my opponent. Starting with the left body kick, right cross, left hook, right leg kick. I'm going to start with the switch. From there, we can go into anything we want because we just closed the distance between me and my opponent with that combination. In this combination, we're going to start again with our hands, going jab, just so we find the range on our opponent. We'll go jab, and then we'll try to get underneath our opponent, getting in the chin. Right uppercut. Then we'll go from there. We've closed the distance now. Boom, boom. We'll go to the knee, extending my arms out to go to the head of my opponent. I'll use my lead knee, my left knee. I'll throw a little hop switch in there. So we'll go jab, right uppercut, left switch knee. Now hopefully my opponent has either fallen down or moved back. If he's moved back, he's in position for a right body kick. So I'll just follow through. So in full speed, using the hands to start with. Jab, right uppercut, left knee, right body kick. Again, it's just the basic punching. Utilizing the tools in our arsenal. Now from another angle, jab, right uppercut, left knee, right body kick. From that combination, we started in with the hands to close the distance. Then we went to the knee. And then we followed through the knee with the body kick. Trying to look again for the openings on the opponent. Trying to think of how the person would move if thrown off. If you're starting with hands, hopefully they'll start to move the head. If you start with legs, they're thinking more to block. Whatever it is, you're trying to second guess their motion and follow through with the combination that's going to work best for you. Now in this combination, we're using our boxing skills, again, to close the distance, to start off the combination with on our partner. What I'm going to be using is my jab and the left hook. So we're using the same hand 1, 2. Now in this combination, you're not focusing in on power on the punches, but more of a setup. You're trying to get your opponent to raise his hands while you find the rage on him. Once you've got him to move with the punches, you're going to focus more on going low to the leg. Now, why I'm using the left to right, it's just easier that way to wind up your body. You're building momentum. So using that twist. Once I start jab, I pull back, shifting my hips. 1, 2. Now, as I start to twist, my body's ready to come back from left to right side. So I'm going to go jab, left hook, right leg kick. Again, as I follow my opponent, I'm walking him down baby steps. I move in, forward, and back, sliding my feet, keeping my feet underneath my shoulder blades. So I use the jab. As I pull back the jab, I put my hip in there, putting a little bit of power onto the hook. Hook. So I use the same hand, and then I go to leg kick. As I kick the leg, I extend my right arm and cover my chin with my left. So I'm going jab, left hook, right leg kick. I'm trying to get my opponent's thigh with my shin bone. From this angle, the same combination, we're going jab, left hook, right leg kick. Once I found the distance on my opponent, and I made him think punching, boom, and then go lower, leg attack. That's just another combination using boxing skills to start off. In this combination, we're going to utilize our lower half, our legs and our knees. I'm going to start the combination with my base leg, my back foot, starting with the right push kick. I'm trying to drive my opponent backwards using pushing motion, the push forward of my hips. So I'm going to go right push kick, extending my right foot forward. Then I'll plant my foot, so I'm stepping out of position. I'm going to follow with the left body kick now. Boom, I step forward. I'm now back in position, and then I go to right knee. So the combination is right push kick, left body kick, right knee. So after I start the push kick, I've switched my feet now. My right foot is in front, but I'm following through on my opponent. I'm just walking him down. Body kick, put my foot down, knee. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to walk my opponent down now. Now this is if my opponent's moving backwards. If he's moving on angles, it gets more difficult to where I have to use angles also to follow. So I'm starting right push kick, left body kick, right knee. Again, this combination is all legs. So we're going to be using a lot of the drills later on in the tape here to show you for endurance with the legs. Right push kick, left body kick, right knee. Again, when I focus on the kicks, I'm going for the openings, which I always see in my head will be open on an opponent moving backwards. Hopefully their elbows flare up, or they're protecting their face. Maybe their feet are together. You're looking for those areas where you can take advantage of them. So, from another angle, we're going right push kick, left body kick, right knee. Right push kick, left body kick, right knee. And that's just some of the combinations we have in our arsenal. In this combination, we're going again to working different levels of the body. We're going to start out with the jab cross, going to the upper head region. Then we're going to follow through with the hook, boom, to the body. We're going to go back to the midsection. So we'll go jab, cross, hook to the body, and then we'll come back up high. Head kick, using your back leg. Trying to work different levels of your body on your opponent. So hopefully you're getting one of those openings with a clean shot. So we'll go jab, cross, left hook to the body, right head kick. Now hopefully you can start to visualize your opponent, how they would move. If you come in with the punches, they move, boom, you come underneath with a punch and then you go over the top with a kick. Just working different levels is kind of, you play around with the combinations here, you can make up your own. Jab, cross, left hook to the body, right head kick. From a different angle, we'll show you the same combination. We're using the jab again to close the distance, then we follow through with the cross, winding up for the left hook to the body. When you throw that hook, make sure you're coming underneath. Boom. Trying to hit him in the bread basket. Boom. Make sure your elbow is bent and your wrist is straight. Again, you must keep your head in the middle of your base here, right over your belly button. If you start to throw off or lean, you're going to throw your body weight off to one side. Jab, cross, hook to the body, right head kick. You're just focusing on working different levels now of the body. And that's just another way you can start a combination with your boxing skills. Working different levels, lower, middle, upper. With this combination, we're going to start with the left hook. We're going to go into the combination left hook, right cross. We'll throw into left body kick, we'll plant the foot, and we'll go right knee. What I'm doing again is I'm closing the distance on my opponent with the punching. Hook, cross, body kick, knee. What I'm trying to do is get my opponent to fold so I can then utilize the knee attack. I'm just hunting him down. Basically on this combination though, you gotta remember that you can't throw all your weight forward on the first punch. Especially since it's a hook. If your weight's too forward, you won't be able to follow with your power hand, your right hand, your cross. So you gotta make sure that you're keeping the weight back on your back foot. And this hook is more of a looping punch. You get your opponent to get his hands raised. So starting from the basic foot position we started in, you're gonna go hook. Remember, that's not a power shot, it's just a start. Hook, then you follow. You're just building momentum from the hips. Hook, you follow with the cross. Cross. Now the hips are into it, you go for the switch. Body kick, and then you go straight in off that after your foot has hit the floor. Knee. Again, you're just following your opponent, covering the ground, starting with the boxing. So from this position, you go left hook, right cross, left body kick, right knee. From the reverse angle, remembering not to power the first shot. If you do that, you're going to teeter-totter yourself forward onto your lead leg. And if you were to get kicked, you'd fall forward. All your weight would be forward. So to remember, you're looping the first shot. It's got to be a fast one. It can't be hard, though. Again, when I go for the combination, if it's either a kick or a knee, I've always tried to get my face covered with some sort of hand position so that my shoulders are protecting my chin and my nose. Key reminder there, the foot position is essential here. You got to keep a good solid base. In this combination, we're going to start with the low leg attack. Using my back leg, we're going to kick to my opponent's front leg, going right leg kick, boom, right cross, boom. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to focus on getting my back leg, the leg with the majority of the weight on it, boom, forward. So I'm starting the combination with my right leg. Right leg kick. I have to set after I kick, pulling the weight back so I have something to drive off of. So if I start to kick, boom, the weight has to go back to where it started, in the back foot. After it's back there, my shoulders have come back, my hip has come back, now I'm set to throw again. I'm going to follow with the right cross, and then I go right into left hook. Again, you're just building momentum. You're twisting your hips, getting that force all wound up. So I'm starting this combination with my right leg. Right leg kick. I come back, right cross, and then left hook, right off the cross. So right leg kick, right cross, left hook. The key to this combination is after you kick, pull back. Don't fall forward off of this. Make sure you keep your weight back. So right leg kick, right cross, left hook. When you go to full speed through the combination, you're starting with a kick, keeping your back straight, not to slump forward, and then boom, boom, go straight to hands. So you close the distance with your leg, and then you boom, boom, finish with your hands. From the reverse angle, right cross, or right leg kick, right cross, left hook. Right cross, right leg kick, left hook. Now this combination, we're going to start off with a little bit of a setup. Now if you're working with an opponent who's a little leery of you, as you start to move, he moves very quickly, moving backwards. You can use a setup. Using your lead leg, all I'm going to do is wind up my hips. If I start to go into a combination and every time I move, my opponent starts to move backwards, I'm going to set him up. I'll lead with my front leg kick, like I'm going to try to kick to the body. As I do that, I'm just going to have my opponent or my partner move backwards. Then I'll follow with a push kick. So I'm using this as an offensive move. I'm moving forward. So I'll go body kick. My training partner will move backwards, and then I'll follow. Push kick, cross, hook. So if my partner is trying to time me, he's waiting every time I move, he moves. I'll wait. I'll automatically give away with the first move. Then I'll follow. Push kick. Right hand, left hook. So this is for somebody who's on their wheels and they keep moving. Every time you move, they move. They're trying to time you. I'll go left body kick on the notion that they're going to move backwards. Left body kick, let it wheel over. Key to this one is when you throw this, don't turn your back. If you turn your back, you gave up the move because you no longer can see your opponent. You can't defend from the back position showing your back. So we're going to go left body kick. My opponent's going to scoot back. I'm going to close the distance with a hop and a push kick. Left body kick. He moved. I hop in. I'm almost sideways now in my position. My hips are sideways. Push kick. Plant the foot. Right cross. Left hook. I finished with the boxing skills. Hopefully by that time my opponent has either moved and changed his hand position so I can finish him with my punching. From a reverse angle, I'm starting with my lead leg. My opponent's going to scoot back as I start because he's trying to time my motion. I scoot. My hips are sideways. Left push kick. Plant the foot. Cross hook. And I'm ready to go again. That's just another tool we use here in our full arsenal of leg attacks and body kicks. Now here's that same combination in full speed. We use a different angle. Full speed again through the combination. Notice my hands are still up. I have the same foot position. My feet are underneath my shoulders. Now my partner and I are moving in sequence. As I start to move, he's trying to time my movement. He's going to move. So we start. I just follow him down with my leg, starting with my lead leg. All it is a turn over, push kick, cross, hook. Keeping my elbows in, my head down, and my base foot position solid the whole time I move. One of the drills I like to use when warming up for these combinations and for strengthening your hip flexor, so when you get that kick going, you're focusing on turning your hip over, is you go through the numbers. If I start with my training partner, we kick 5. I'll kick 5 all the way through. And then when I'm done, I'll go to 4. I'll kick 4 through. When I'm done, I'll go to 3. 3 through, 2, 1. So starting all the way through, having my training partner holding the thigh pads and holding his elbows in so that the hard regions are in, I'm going to start with 5. And then I'll go 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I'll go through 4. Then I go to 3. Then I go to 2. The last one I'll try to power all the way through, driving my hips into the pad. Now I'll switch. So now I'm not using my right, but I'm also using my left. The same drill. 5, 4, 3, and then 2, 1. I'm going to incorporate a little hop so I get the momentum built in my hips. The last one I'll try to power all the way through. And that's just some of the drills I can use for kicking. Now with my partner, we're going to use the belly protector. What he's doing is he's utilizing the belly protector to help him cover his midsection. We're going to use push kicks using either the left leg or the right leg. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my opponent, like we're fighting, to move with me a little bit side to side. So with his hands up and just moving kind of on the balls of his feet, if he advances forward, with the belly protector on, this helps me move with my opponent or with my training partner without inflicting any injuries on him to his midsection. Again, when working this way, I'm trying to use the balls of my feet to dig them into the pad. I'm not trying to hit the pad flat-footed, but almost with a push with the ball of my foot. That way I'm kind of penetrating into the midsection or the solar plex or the jaw. That way it just gives it that added little push. It's like hitting with an elbow. Again, when moving, we're kind of just timing each other. I'm shifting weight transfer, but I'm always got a solid base. Now that's the way I can start off offensively, starting off just with the kicks or waiting, holding my ground and waiting him move forward. That's just another kicking drill you can use with a partner and a belly protector. Now, also another kicking drill you can do with a partner in a banana bag is you can go to kicks. Now what the kicks here we're going to do is, as I kick, he's going to try to rapid fire kick right after I do. Now standing on either side of the bag, we're going to use the same leg, because if we're using opposite legs, we probably end up kicking each other. So if he kicks right leg, I kick right leg. What we're trying to do is time the bag. So if he goes ahead and kicks, basically what we're trying to do is time each other. Off the motion of his bag, him kicking, the bag moves towards me. I use it like an opponent would be moving forward. I'm kicking. So we're just going back and forth kicking drill. Now the best way to do that would be do it on a timer. You could go through rounds, maybe a 3-minute round, or you could work around. 30-second drills fast, some hard, some slow. It's up to you on how you do it. But that's just incorporating a banana bag. And you don't necessarily have to kick low. You can kick high, midsection, break it up. So you're always utilizing different levels of your opponent. Now incorporating a kicking pad, which many martial artists use, we're going to utilize that on using the leg kick. Now using the Thai pads is great for getting the power to turn your hips over through the pad and using the knee and the elbow and the punches. But the kicking pad helps you kind of focus on getting your power down through the kick. It's easier to hold, and it's a little bit more safer than holding down a Thai pad with your elbow straight out. Therefore, if one of your training partners miss and hit you in the elbow, you could dislocate yourself. This way, it's a lot easier and it's a lot safer. Now make sure when you're holding the pad, you hold it firmly to your body so you can absorb the shock. The farther away you're holding that pad, the more shock you're going to take in. So, using that kicking pad, again, we can go through rounds. We can go 3-minute rounds, or we can go through intensity, trying to kick it as hard as you can. This one, we'll try to break it up. We'll go 5 kicks as fast as you can, and then 5 kicks as hard as we can, just working different areas. The key here, you can switch. You don't have to necessarily do your right leg. You don't necessarily have to do your left. It's the best to work them out so they even each other out. So I'll go 5 with my right as fast as I can, and then 5 with my left as fast as I can. Just utilizing the low leg attack. Then I can switch. Using my left leg, I'll use the same low leg attack with 5 kicks. And using this as a drill, you can go over and over. Increase the time, decrease the time, increase the power. Have your training partner move with you, throw punches at you. And you don't necessarily, you don't have to just kick. You can also throw your hands to set yourself up. Now I'll go 5 low with my left leg. There's just another tool we can use in our arsenal here to help us build up our kicking power and stamina. Now another one of the kicking drills that we can use here is using a partner and some shin pads. We can simply go like we're fighting, but we're going about 30%. Trying to slow it down so we know exactly where we want to get our attacks at. Low leg attack, midsection, head. Using the shin pads, we're protecting the shins from any clicks from hitting the knee or anything. So basically what we're going to go here, we're going to go leg attack. I'll let my partner go ahead and kick me in the leg first. Going slow so we know exactly where we want to focus and getting that shin at. Off this basic move here, we can work defense and offense. You take some and you block some. If he kicks me and I block, now we can work back and forth. And we can go to the body also. Now as you start to pick it up and the pace starts to increase, you can start to time each other so you start to work. And you can also throw in the hands. So you're working full speed combinations. Utilizing the shin pads, you can go back and forth with your opponent or your partner here, and without injuring each other, you can work on combinations, you can work on the basic base here, and you can get off just about anything. It's just like fighting, but you're going really slow. That's another kicking drill you can use using shin pads. Now some of the other drills you can use using the half bag, or you can do on the half bag, is using the half bag not only to knee, but you're using it as like an opponent. It's swinging, so you're timing the bag. One of the things I can do here is I can use the push kick. Timing the bag, I push. Now every time the bag swings, it's like an opponent. It's moving with me, in and out. So I have to move with the bag. Now you can push kick the bag. The best way to get a good workout on this is you can time it, going through rounds, 3-minute rounds, 1-minute rest, or adding power, or adding in combinations. You can go push kick, knee, push kick, body kick. It's up to you on what you want to do on the bag. This bag is like an opponent, it's moving. So it kind of helps you with the timing. Working side to side. Because it's moving, you're going to have to work with the bag. You can do drills where you're kicking 5 at a time, any number, what you want to do. Or you can do timed. Or you can just work doing one kick over and over and over, trying to strengthen that kick. If it's a push kick, say you go 1 minute straight non-stop. Or if it's a body kick, or if it's just straight going into the knee. Those are just some of the drills you can use on this half bag. And since you can move with it, it kind of helps you with that whole motion. Unlike the banana bag where it's pretty stiff and it's standing in one spot, you have to move around the bag. This bag, it's moving with you. So it's kind of, it helps you a little bit with the timing, which later on is going to be very essential. I personally like this bag because it's like you get to use all your basic leg techniques on this bag. It's good for training, it's good for drills. It's overall well-rounded, good tool to have. This concludes our series on kicking and basic fundamental drills for kicking. Hopefully you take your time when you watch this and you take everything step by step. Remember, you don't want to get frustrated. That'll be your worst enemy. Take it slow, have fun with it, and hopefully later on in the future I'll see you in the ring.